Ha 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 ha. What's good? What's good, man? Kobe Bryant film room coming once again, man. Game seven, Nuggets Thunder. Gilgris Alexander cooked the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I got my boy DFJ in the house tonight. You know what I'm saying? What's up, DFJ?
What's good, KB? What's good? Salute chat. Salute to everybody in the building.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna break down this game, man. It was an absolute ass whooping for their ages, man. It was a foot in the rear end. You know what I'm saying? These boys got a mud hole stomped in them dry, stone cold style.
Mm.
So, what's your assessment before we get into the numbers and stuff? What's your assessment of the game?
First of all, me personally, heading into this series, I had the Thunder in six. I guarantee the Thunder in the conference finals, but it took them 7 games to get it done. Congratulations to them. And I'm not gonna say the Nuggets choked. I just felt like it was a bad game, all around. But my overall thoughts, yeah, like I said, I had the Thunder winning this one, but I didn't expect them to win in this fashion, especially in the second, third, and you're later on down in the fourth. How it looked like it was so nasty. So, but again, congratulations to the Thunder. First conference finals appearance since 2016 when they blew the 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors. But yeah, congratulations to them and SGA. I think he got next.
Okay, so I want to say salute to Cheyenne, salute to KB. What's good, KB? You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm gonna say, right? I had the Thunder going to the NBA Finals. I always believed in them. I had them facing the Celtics. Now I got to change that, right? So I think the Knicks.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna have to grow with the Knicks because I think they got a great momentum. I think the fans are ultimately gonna carry them to the finals. New York's getting a lot of support right now from their fans, man. I mean, so they on a heater right now. But I want to say this about Aaron Gordon, right?
Uh-huh.
Much respect to Aaron Gordon for even playing. He put it all on the line. You know that boy was in pain. You know how painful a hamstring injury is, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out there. You could tell he was in a lot of pain. Especially
Right.
jumping. This man is amazing, bro. He's an amazing athlete. He had 11 rebounds. He had he still got you 8 points and 11 rebounds on a bad hamstring.
That's amazing. That's me. I mean, you would think that somebody, dealing with something of that nature, they're not, they're gonna limit their jumping. But he, like you said, he laid it all on the line. He sacrificed his body. He sacrificed his hamstring tonight, and unfortunately, they didn't get the victory. But yeah, he absolutely laid it all out there on the floor.
Much respect to Aaron Gordon from the Kobe Bryant film room. Much respect to you, bro. If somehow by chance you come across the screen, uh, bro, you a dog, man. You're a dog for real. I respect the shit out of you. But he was 2 out of 4. He's not gonna play that great given the circumstances.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Michael Porter Jr., man, I think he might be banged up, dealing with some type of shoulder injury or something like that.
Right.
So you have two starters, who had major injuries or whatever. He gave you 6 points, 3 rebounds. He was 3 of 8 from the field. Not good, right?
Uh-huh.
He really was bad this series.
Right.
Uh, Jokic. Now this is the big one. 37 minutes, only 20 points. The Nuggets frustrated him, and I gotta say, man, Alex Caruso, bro, his defense on Nikola Jokic,
Superb.
locked down. Let me get this. Let me get this key.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
don't.
Alex
I,
Caruso. Oh my bad.
no, you good. You got.
Now I say Alex Caruso has been playing some good defense throughout the course of this series, especially on Jokic. Whether he is the primary defender or coming in as a help, Like his defense has been so impressive. And now Jokic got he got the size advantage. He's stronger, can back him down. But Alex Caruso is always showing fight, and that's one thing I love about him because
A
he got that
dog.
dog. He got that dog mentality. Even with the Lakers, with the Bulls, he showed that mentality, and he's a huge reason why the OKC Thunder is in this position right now. So huge shout out to him.
So you want to know uh, about me respecting the younger generation? Alex Caruso is somebody I respect.
Hmm.
They don't win this series without him. The way
Absolutely
he played, he dominated. Even though, like, if you look at the stat line, right?
not. Hmm.
Um, Caruso gave you 11 points, right? 5 or 7 from the field,
Right.
right?
Right.
But but he played much bigger than that. The
Hmm.
stats is not doing him justice. The
Right.
stats is not doing him justice, bro. He dominated this game, and he controlled. He helped. Like when they were trying to run the pick and roll, he was getting in the gap. I mean, man, he was a,
Yeah,
a dog, bro.
that's
So
true.
much respect, much respect. So, but Nikola Jokic, right?
Hmm.
7 assists, 20.7 assists. That's not the usual Nikola Jokic game, right? Only 9 rebounds tonight. But if you look at that stat line, bro, a lot of NBA players would kill for this stat line.
Right.
So even with a bad game, he still does a little bit of everything
Hmm.
offensively. So 20.7 rebounds, 9 assists, but he was sloppy with the ball, right? As the Thunder make them commit 22 turnovers,
Hmm. And
22.
Jokic contributed 5 of those.
Yep. I know. I remember Russell Westbrook in that first quarter. Uh, they came out blazing, right? They came out, they
Right.
came out real strong.
Hmm.
Then Russell Westbrook made some bad turnovers, bro. Some bad turn. Him and some of the younger guys, I think, made some
Hmm.
horrible turnovers.
Strother.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. But speaking of the first quarter, like how they came out and played in the first quarter, I didn't think they would get down in the hole that they got themselves in. Later on in the second and the third, because they came out in the first and everything was very very smooth for them. They were making shots and making good plays, and they were converting offensively. And the Thunder felt like they were in trouble, right? Because I think at some point the Denver Nuggets had like either a 7 or 8 point lead, and
Yeah.
it felt like nothing was going good for them offensively. But then and they ended the first. I think they ended the first with like 21 points, and Denver had 26 or 27 points. And then later
Mhm.
on in the second to the third, that's where everything changed for them. Because I think the Nuggets, the zone they threw out there, kind of like caught them off guard, and then later on they adjusted to it, and that's how they got into a comfortable rhythm, making shots, and then they started to stifle Denver with their defense. And like you said, the turnovers really was very, very bad for them later on down the line.
Yeah. So let me give you a um hold on, where is this? Let me give you a stat real quick.
Hmm. From the
Between
Nuggets side or the Thunder side?
from the Thunder,
Okay.
Isaiah Hartenstein is a center,
Hmm.
right? He gave you 7 assists tonight.
Right.
So he was dominating as far as in the interior. He was 5 for 7 from field goal, and he was dishing that shit out. 7 assists. That's really good for him. Jalen Williams gave you 7 assists. So the Thunder were moving the hell out of that ball.
Hmm.
That ball was moving. They were cutting the zone up, penetrate, kick. They were doing an excellent job of getting their teammates involved. Um,
Right.
when you look at Jokic didn't take a lot of shots. He was only 5 of 9.
Right.
I think that hurt him a little bit, is that
Hmm.
they couldn't get Jokic into the game. Jamal Murray, 35 minutes. He was 6 of 16 from the field.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
13.
these are games where Jamal Murray really shines in. We've seen him in the past what he does in Game Sevens, but this one, and I mean, I don't think it's surprising because Jokic and Jamal Murray did not really have a good Game Seven against the Clippers in the previous series. But I think what helped them in that series was, I mean, in that Game Seven was they had other contributions from other guys. Like everybody showed up, and the bench production was also good. But in this game right here, the bench production wasn't as great, and then you got Aaron Gordon, dealing with this hammy, which I mean he gave it everything he had, but offensively he just didn't have it as much as he had it against the Clippers. And I think you know Jamal Murray, finishing with 13 points did not do them any justice because he was supposed to go off. But if you're
Yeah.
dealing with the defenders on the Thunder, like I told you, KB, I don't want to deal with them defenders. The Lou Dorts, the J Dubs, Alex Caruso. I ain't trying to
They,
deal with those cats, bro.
they they fight through those screens, bro, and they're like
Right,
wolves. They're
right.
like wolves, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love this team earlier on in the year because I love defense. I really
Right.
love like a lot of people like watching offense. I love watching defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like Lou Dort was one of my favorites. Yeah, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort. I like Case and Wallace. I'm a big Case and Wallace guy.
Right.
Uh,
Second
and
year player.
yeah, and he really uh showed out in this series, in my opinion. Like he
Mhm.
made key plays. But if you take a look at he said I know GFJ.
Hey, put the name on the screen, KB. Put the name on the screen, man. I told y'all to get
Oh,
sweet
I
and
can
sour
check the
sauce.
comment.
Yeah, we dipping them McNuggets in the sweet and sour sauce.
Now I will say this. I will say this. Do you have your computer
Hmm.
on? Can you look up how many threes the Nuggets missed tonight?
So the Nuggets went 10 for 45 from the three.
God, because I knew it's like every shot they put up, it was a brick, and I said,
Mhm.
dude, I don't know how many shots they're missing, but I bet you like their shot attempts is ridiculous.
Right.
So they lived by the three tonight and died real
That,
bad.
yeah, almost half their shots were threes, and they were
It's,
missing them.
I mean, let's go through it. Aaron Gordon, 1 of 3. Michael
Mhm.
Porter Jr., 0 for 4. Jokic, 1 of 2. Jamal Murray, 1 of 8. Christian Braun, 2 of 9. Russell Westbrook, 2 of 5. And he was open.
Right.
Jalen Green, 2 of 5. Jordan Strother, 0 of 2. God. Oh,
Yeah, that really hurt them a lot, man. Really hurt them a lot. I mean, even between Christian Braun and Jamal Murray, 3 for 17 from the 3 point line in a game seven, that's not really gonna it's not gonna cut it for you. And I mean, 45 threes, that's crazy because the Nuggets are not really known as a 3 point shooting team. So them taking 45 threes is really surprising to me, in my opinion. I
do
don't know
you
about
think do you think that mentally, like dealing with like with the way their season went, do you think that weighed on them mentally, like the firing of Mike Malone? Then you get a new coach right before the playoffs. Then you're dealing with the injuries. Do you think mentally they? Because I thought mentally they broke down.
I mean, I wouldn't say that because I felt like they were still playing with the same intensity as they did with the previous coach. Because this new coach right here, David Adelman, I mean, I don't see any differences between his philosophy and Mike Malone's philosophy. I see a lot of similar things, like similar plays, what they do in defense, how connected
You
they are.
didn't see the carelessness. It's almost like last night. It's
Hmm.
almost like they took shots, right? They were up late at night. The whole team was taking shots. It's like 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Hey
Like,
man, I think it's more of the defense from the Thunder. I think we got to give the defense a lot of credit. Like we have, I mean, we already did, but I mean, I think the defense, played a part of it, and them jacking the ball all those series because they weren't getting anything easier. Because I mean, the Thunder they really played close together defensively. Like they're
yeah,
sinking and filling, they're Xing out on the weak side. They're always sending help. Like there's always a safety. There's always help coming from somewhere. So, I think the defense really forced them to take a lot of threes, in my opinion, and most of those
that's
threes were bad shots.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I give credit to the defense too. I'm glad you giving credit to the defense. But when I'm looking at this, right,
Uh-huh.
like I'm looking at a team that is just like, where's your balanced attack? I mean, to shoot this many threes, and
Uh-huh.
how can I say this? The threes that they were missing, I guarantee you, they led a lot of fast breaks.
Fast break, right. Uh-huh.
I mean, when you look at the fast break points, can you look up the fast break points for the Thunder? It was ridiculous, bro.
So the Thunder finished with 27, 27
God,
fast break.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
At
the
27
game.
fast break opportunity. Yeah.
That's the
That's great.
game right there.
Right. On
It
top of
was
the
a two
with
on
the
one.
rebounds as well
Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 situation the whole time.
the whole time. Right.
Christian Braun um looked like the second best player on the floor. He played 33 minutes. And shout out to Christian Braun because I thought he really played well.
Uh-huh.
Uh, defensively and offensively, he competed. Right, he competed. He hustled. He worked his ass off out there. Um, 7 of 14 from the field, but 2 of 9 from the three. Terrible from the three. Right,
Right.
but the whole team. In fairness, the whole team was bad.
Uh-huh.
4 rebounds, 19 points. So he was the second best scorer on the court.
Right.
So hey, and he played less minutes than Jamal Murray.
Uh-huh.
So I,
I
so
mean,
I
speaking of Christian Brown, I mean, how impressed are you with his growth this year? Because last season he was like a bench player, but this year after KCP walks in the off season, he gets inserted into the starting role, and almost his production increases from the year prior. And I mean, in the playoffs, he has some good moments, but a streaky shooter, right? Teams leave him open sometimes because he's not really capable of knocking down that three. Like, how impressed are you with his growth from last year to this year?
I think he just went out there with the mindset of getting better, growing as a player, learning, and competing. Like when I look at him, I see a competitor, right? So whether he's playing good or bad, he's trying to compete.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't get that notion that he's slacking off when he's playing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So he's going ham. So he's going hard every time. So I mean, a lot of respect. A lot
Yeah.
of respect. I respect role players or people who give it they all better than people with natural talent
Mm,
and who people with natural talent who don't give a fuck.
right,
So
right.
he's one of those guys who I do respect.
Yeah,
And and,
absolutely.
and the thing is that let me say this about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray played good in some of these games in the series, and he really helped put the Clippers away. Um, and I don't know if he's still sick. This is not an excuse. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but I don't know if he's still sick because he was dealing with some type of illness, right?
Right. Yeah, he's been under the weather the whole playoffs.
So that's
So,
what I'm saying. I think mentally, bro, they were just dealing with a lot. Not to make an excuse. You lose, they got their ass whooped, right? But I
right.
think mentally, the role players, you're not at home. You need extra energy. I think if they played at home, the crowd could lift them. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Emotionally and shit like that. But the fact
Right,
that
just
it was,
like they did in Game 6.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But what was I about to say? Oh, go ahead. My my bad. Forgot the question, but
We were talking about the points that led in transition, or Christian Braun. Christian Braun.
yes, I mean Christian Brown, I mean, I think he'll probably get a lot better next season. I think he should work on the three-pointer. He should definitely work on it, and
This
maybe he's
whole
not
team,
going to
this
be
whole
as
team should work on the 3 point.
say what?
This whole team should work on the 3 point.
I mean, it was a bad game for everybody else because I mean Jamal Murray's a capable three-point shooter. MPJ, Eric Gordon. I mean Aaron Gordon. I don't know why I keep saying Eric, but Aaron Gordon. Those guys are capable of knocking down threes. But I think probably it wasn't their day. it was destined for the Thunder to get to the conference finals this year, and no matter what the Nuggets did, the Thunder was just gonna they was just gonna get over the hump today. So, major shout outs to the Thunder, like I said, but the Nuggets, they probably have to make some additions to this roster. I don't know what they do in the draft or in the offseason, but they definitely need to add some additional pieces to this team. Having DeAndre Jordan, and I used to be a huge DeAndre Jordan fan, but he can't be your backup center in 2020 2025.
Nah, he's old. He's in it for the check at this
Mm-hmm.
point,
Right,
or mentorship. Maybe he's mentoring some young guys or whatever. But I'm looking
mm-hmm.
at so let's go through Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams, somebody who played awful last game, like dog shit last game. Came
Right.
in and gave you 24, 7 and 5, 7 assists, 5 rebounds,
Mm-hmm.
10 of 17 from the field in only 33 minutes. So Jalen Williams brought this A game tonight.
Highly productive.
Yeah. So that shows you he's a big game player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big game player because a lot of people were doubting him as far as he show up in the big games, blah blah. He's a big game player.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those people. Especially his performance in game one made me doubt him, like moving on in the series. But he showed up, and especially in this game seven, like you said, 24 points, highly productive for him, and he was also active defensively. You know what I'm saying? Getting
Hmm.
rebounds, getting in the way of Jokic and some of these other Nuggets players, and making it very very difficult for them. So he absolutely showed up. He gave the MVP. He's not reigning yet, but he gave the MVP a lot of help. The help that he needed tonight, I think Jalen Williams absolutely provided that for the Thunder and willed them to the.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So let's look at Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren, 28 minutes, 4 of 9 from the field. Didn't make a three tonight. That's okay. He gave
Mhm.
you 11 rebounds and 13 points.
Now, I'm more impressed with the rebounds than the points. Now, that might sound a little crazy, but last year the narrative on Chet, and I'm a huge Chet guy. That's one of my favorite players. One of the
Hmm.
narratives on him was that he was soft. I don't know if you heard it, but tonight, or I mean today, seeing him
Soft. Who
rebound.
called him soft? That's stupid. He ain't soft. He's
Yeah,
skinny.
and bro, I question that because I'm like, how are you holding a rookie player to that standard? But I mean, okay, cool, no problem. But people called him soft. But I mean, him rebounding, rebounding through traffic, boxing out, and being a rim protector out there. I was really impressed by his performance. That's why I'm saying the rebounding really, really impressed me. Now the scoring, yeah, he gave you 13 points. Really helped the Thunder. He got some opportunities at the basket, which I mean we all know Jokic is not really gonna offer that much resistance. So, but I mean, him rebounding through traffic and boxing out and giving the Thunder second chance opportunities, it really helped the team.
Well, listen, I'm very hesitant to give players a soft label.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to me, Chet is skinny. Like
Yes.
he's not soft. I wouldn't call him soft. He's skinny. He needs to get, pretty much get in the weight room, get a little bit stronger, of course. But I
Right.
mean, for what he is, bro, look at the defense he was able to play
Uh-huh.
on your, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes Hartenstein got in foul trouble. Who was guarding Jokic?
Chat,
Chet. He's in the second year.
the quote unquote soft player.
Yeah, okay. I see it. KB. He said. Kelvin said, "Okay, yo, KB, I found the 2006 Lakers versus. Hold on, I can't read that shit. Lakers versus Suns game 7, the post game with a clip of Phil Jackson. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'll go over it. I'll go over it because I've been looking for that shit. But but yeah, the narratives are nasty work, bro. Like I don't see soft when I see Chet. I see a guy who just needs to get in the weight room,
Right.
and
And I mean,
that.
people made that comment because he was going up against Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford in last year's second round matchup. But then again, he's a rookie, first time in the playoffs. Like you don't really, I don't know what the standard was for him, but I don't think you should put that kind of label on him. And me personally, I don't like calling NBA players soft. I don't ever call any NBA player soft. But
Well, it depends, because some of them are. Like
no, KB, we're
compare.
not doing that. But go ahead.
Some of them are, bro. Some of them are, for real. There's soft players in every era.
Bro, you don't make it to the NBA being soft.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
But you can make it being soft with your mentality. You can be soft.
So who's soft?
Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put nobody on blast, man. I just want to make a blanket statement. I don't want to put nobody. I don't want to speak in particular and call niggas out. They ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if I mention certain dudes, you would agree with me.
I don't think I will. But
I think you would.
no, hell no.
I
But
think
moving on, Lou
because
Dort.
I could bring up I could bring up a lot of situations.
Nah, bro, that's nasty. But I don't even want to get into it because
That's
that's a
not
whole,
nasty. That's based on situations, bro.
bro. There's no NBA player soft, bro, and there's no way you can convince me.
I don't believe that. There's soft niggas in the NBA, bro.
Okay.
Just like the soft niggas out here in the real world, the soft niggas in the NBA.
Mm,
They
mm,
not, but they not like. I mean, as a competitor, soft mentally and soft physically. There's two different types of softness.
okay. I see what you're saying.
He
I get
said
it.
Pippen was soft in his early NBA years. It's true. Yeah, yeah. He had to build up to being that Pau Gasol. He had a reputation for being soft and a finesse player. And so, uh, but I don't want to.
Yeah, that's
I don't
crazy.
want to pinpoint some certain guys, man. But he became tough. But he's you know what I'm saying. But he's not a dog. But he became tough. So shout out to them. Um,
Yeah, what'd you think of Dort, Lou Dort?
Lou Dort was good. The defense, you know what I'm saying. The shooting not so much. He was 1 of 5 from three, 2 of 7
Mhm.
from the field. But he did have 6 points, 5 rebounds. But he was playing hellacious defense. He was harassing niggas. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's his job. That's more important than the points. Like
Mhm.
to me, for Lou Dort, the points is the cherry on top.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
the point when you're getting 24 points from Jalen Williams, 13 from Chet, 35 from Shea Gilgis Alexander, that's the cherry on top.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, depending on who's scoring around you, I lower my expectations. You got they had a bunch of guys in double figures. So
Right.
I don't expect Lou Dort to just go in there and just jack up a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Five guys in double figures today.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I agree with you. The points that he gives you is kind of like the cherry on top, but his main impact goes or comes on the defensive side of the floor, and what he did defensively was really really impressive. Today, the defense on everybody, right, all the players, Jokic, Murray. Now yeah, Christian Brown might have scored a lot of points, but the defensive impact was still there. Right, it was still there. Now offensively, he didn't really have it going. But in previous games within this series, he had it going offensively, knocking down threes, but not tonight. But he really didn't have to because, like you said, five other guys were in double figures. So he just had to focus mainly on the defensive side. And he did what he does best. And it really helped him.
I
Um,
I I'll tell you what, between him and Caruso, Case Wallace, if you put that ball as a big man, if you bring it down, they ripping your ass.
you're right. They are
Telling
swarming you. Yeah, bro.
they ripping your ass.
Oh
That's
man.
and that's gonna bring me to another point.
Hmm.
I can see them kicking the Timberwolves ass because Rudy Gobert, what does he do? He doesn't have the good hands like that.
Hmm.
He be getting stripped left and right. What do you think the Thunder finna do to this dude?
Wait, I want to get into the Timberwolves, but I want us to talk about a few other players, and then we
Yeah,
can.
yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
No, no, we're not gonna. We still gonna get to. Don't worry, I'm saving the best for last. I'm going through all the role players and giving them their. I like to give the role players their respect, like the
Right.
starters, the starter lineup,
Hmm.
and then we deal with the main dish. What's up, Free J? Man, long time no see, man. We talking about the Thunder whooping that ass, man. Belt the ass, John Witherspoon style. R.I.P. Pops.
Man, get the sweet and sour sauces out for your McNuggets.
Sweet and sour chicken. It's over with, man.
Oh man. But yeah, go ahead, KB.
So uh let's go to Shea. Oh no, let's go to Jordan Strother real quick. Jordan Strother, he didn't play well, right? In this game, this is one of his bad games. But last game he was huge, and we have to give him props for that because he's a guy they just pretty much called off the bench and just threw in there. So staying ready, if staying ready is a real thing, Jordan Strother is Mr. Ready.
Hmm.
So respect for him for being a professional and still being ready.
Oh, it's Julian Strother, not Jordan Strother.
Oh, Julian Strother, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Julian. Julian Strother came out the last game, balled the fuck out. That's
Hmm.
the only reason why they went to a game 7. So he's mainly responsible for that. But
Right.
this game, he didn't really give you much. They didn't have it going, and that happens. Um, Russell Westbrook is the last person I want to get to before I get to Shea. 22 minutes, man. I thought he was gonna play more than that. Um,
Hmm.
22 minutes from Russ. Was he 2 of 7 from the field? How many turnovers did Russ have? 'Cause I think I saw him throw like three,
Probably
three,
four, four or
three in
three.
a row. Yeah, it was nasty work, bro. Yeah, salute. I seen that free Jade. That man salute to Aaron Gordon once again because dude, it's painful. And then think about it. Mentally, it takes some shit out of you, right? You're mentally wounded and you're physically wounded. So he lost the series. He was crying on the bench. You could see the guys was emotional. He put it all on the line. He was
Right.
hoping to help his team win. And so unfortunately this is a competitive sport. Somebody's gotta lose. But to me, he's still a winner because of the way he went out. He went
Right.
out like a warrior, bro. That's how you go out. If you're gonna go out, that's how you go out. So when Nuggets fans remember him, they're gonna remember him for putting it on the line. you know. So whatever happens after this point, bro, he's good. He should be good with Nuggets fans
Right.
because he was clutch. I mean, talking about Aaron Gordon, bro, he was so fucking clutch this playoffs, bro. They're probably the most clutch player in the playoffs. He improved his 3-point shot. He's on the boards. He's getting
Playing
put back,
defense.
playing defense, get put back to the buzzer.
Yeah,
And a lot,
he showed his value in these postseason. My bad though, KB.
nah. I mean, you're right. You're right. And then what I like most is that he's a guy. Really, he was the best player on the Magic at one point.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? So he knows how to how to run a team. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to be the main guy. And so when those other guys have it struggling, he could pick up the slack. Jamal Murray don't have it going. Jokic is struggling. He keeps them afloat. You know,
Uh-huh.
I respect the hell out of this dude, man, because I thought he was look. I thought he was done. I thought, hey, man, he got a grade two hamstring. He's done for the. He's out. And then when I saw him in the game, I said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, his status was doubtful, but then I think about two hours before tip off, pause if necessary, he was um he was cleared to play. So I was like, okay, he's giving it a go. He at least he's giving it a try. If something goes wrong, he'll probably sit out, which I felt like Nuggets fans are still gonna respect because he still gave it a
Oh
try.
yeah,
Other players will not even give it a try. So he was
you
he
know
was he was a warrior, like you said. Left it all out there on the floor. Not the result that they expected, but he still gave it everything he had.
but they had to ask him. They had to walk up to him and ask him, "Hey man, how you feeling?" And he probably in pain like a motherfucker. He'd be like, "Man, I'm good."
Right.
That's G shit, bro. That's G shit. Pull your hamstring. If any of y'all doubt that that's G shit, pull your hamstring and try and do what he did.
Man. Yeah.
Uh, KB Kelvin says Westbrook was awful this series. Shaking my head. Clippers should be pissed. Yeah, he was that nigga was. But he played like damn. Uh. He playing like goddamn Lou Hudson against the damn
Yeah, he had something to prove, going up against his former team who traded him for Chris Dunn. So he had all the motivation in the world against him. And I mean, he shot 40%, 45, close to 45% from the 3-point line in that series against the
that's
Clippers.
nasty work, bro.
Yeah,
The
now they left
Clippers.
them open. A lot of those shots were wide open shots, but I mean, it's still. I mean, you gave him those opportunities, and guess what? He capitalized off of it. So, yeah. But against the Thunder, where it all started for him, he didn't really have his best series against them. I think Game One was very very good because I mean he made that good read, passing it to Aaron Gordon, in the weak side
So
corner for that game winner. I think that's the most memorable play from him in
so
this
so
series.
he shoots. So he shoots like Chuck Persons and Glenn Rice against. Uh, he shoots like he shoots like Chuck Persons and Glenn Rice against the Clippers. But then he shoots like damn Eric Snow against 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 the Thunder. That's nasty work.
Oh man, yeah, against the Clippers, yeah, he showed out, and that last dunk, he kind of let all his frustration out. Take your asses home, and he left it all out there on the floor against them. But in this series, yeah, he had his moments, ups and downs, but yeah, this game seven was it 4 turnovers, 3 turnovers? That really those are momentum killers.
Yeah, and if you do the game log, I bet you those three turnovers was around in the same quarter.
Right. Yeah.
It was nasty work,
Sounds about
but Russell Westbrook, he's a guy you got to live with that. Got to live with him playing like that. If you get him, on your team, he's gonna turn over the ball. You already know what's up.
right.
And so like to me, I thought he came in like a professional, and I thought he was great for the most part of the season. Helped them to some big wins, helped them secure some victories, and like you said, against the Clippers, he was one of those guys who got them and put them away.
Right.
And so, I don't want to completely shit on these guys, because it's a long season, it's a long grind, and that's why winning a championship is so special because it's hard.
Right.
It's hard. It's tough. It's tough to win a chip, and he's one of the guys that I kind of feel for because he's getting older and he wants that ring. That ring just keeps slipping from his fingers. He was one game away from going to the from going to the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
That ring just keeps slipping.
Yeah. Unfortunately, um, he wouldn't have a chance. But yeah, I think Russ definitely gave it everything he had too. Previous series, even in this series, just had the bad plays. Had a lot of bad plays and some down moments in this series. But Yeah, Russ, you got to respect him. You got to take whatever that comes with him. Has some, negatives, but a lot of positives. A lot of
Hmm.
positives.
And I think most people are going to focus on the negatives, but
Hmm.
Russ does a lot. I mean, he's a competitor. You know, he's going to go out there. He's
Absolutely. The ultimate
definitely
competitor.
he's definitely going to try to fucking win. You
Right.
know that he ain't going to lay down, but you know he's going to make his mistakes, and you have to live with that. That's up to the coach
Hmm.
to pull him out when he's fucking up. So, um, that's what it is. And so, Rap Got Reloaded says, KB, thoughts on the NBA coming back on NBC? I think it brings like some type of nostalgia back, right?
Hmm.
Growing up, you always hear that. So it puts that in your mind, like the fans' memories, and it brings back that. It helps the younger generation live what we live, right? So it's kind of cool in a sense. Um, and I guess you're gonna have Michael Jordan coming back, and Michael Jordan is going to be given. I hope he breaks it. Michael Jordan's surgical with the game of basketball, so he's gonna break it down to a science, like Kobe when he did detail, right? Really, and I don't think he's gonna trash these younger guys. I think he's gonna encourage them and put a battery in the back. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you hear Jordan speak, he tries to put a battery in people's back.
Mm.
And that's one thing about Kobe that I love too. He put a battery in niggas' back. Like remember he challenged Giannis. Giannis go win MVP.
Right.
Giannis is looking around like, who me? Yeah, nigga, you. Hey Jokic, I think you could be MVP. That's your challenge. Jokic becomes the MVP.
Hmm.
Hey, this is your goal. Giving guys challenges because these dudes are great. All of these dudes are great in their own way, but they need challenges. And so having Michael Jordan up there, like you're talking about the pinnacle of sports, not just basketball, but
Sports. Right.
a pinnacle athlete. You're talking about a Mount. Uh, what's the mountain? Mount Rushmore.
Hmm.
Jordan is critiquing your game, right? So I think Jordan is taking the responsibility of being like, okay, these guys won't listen to all these other guys. When I speak, it goes further. It speaks more volume. So these
Right.
younger guys, when they listen to Jordan say something with criticism, they're like, shit, that's Mike. He might be right. That's MJ, dog. This is the GOAT. Like he might be right. You know what I'm saying? So he has a different cachet to where when he gives an opinion, nobody can check him. He
Somebody.
done did everything in the game of basketball. Everything. You
There's
know,
a
so
difference when Shannon Sharp is criticizing your game and Michael Jordan criticizing your game. So
and guess what, DFJ? With Michael Jordan, he could give these players encouragement too.
he
Hey,
can.
hey, hey, young, hey, I like this young fella. What's his name? I like him. And Jordan says that, and he shouts you out on national TV. He said, I like him. You know what kind of confidence that gives these guys? Hello? He must be moving around. But that 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 confidence that Jordan can give these young guys, bro, by just saying, "Hey, I like this dude." You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe, low key, that got that confidence from a lot of players when he first came in, from like Larry Bird telling them when he won the championship. Larry Bird telling them, "Hey, that was some classic shit you just did. Great performance, one of the greatest performances I ever seen." So you need the older generation to give kudos to the younger generation, and then that's gonna reciprocate respect. You good, dog? This nigga fixing his car. What's going on? Hey, that nigga sound like he put the Nintendo cartridge in the Nintendo. And that nigga sound like he
My
loaded
bad,
up.
KB. I had to get my charger. My bad, my bad, my bad.
It sound like you were loading up a gun or something.
Dang. Yeah. But
So
yeah.
so
Let's
basically,
talk about the last player, and then we can.
but did you hear what I said?
Did I hear? Nah. Like I said, I was getting my charger, so I was
Okay, but okay, let me repeat what I said about
the whole
Michael
thing.
Jordan. Not the whole thing, just the part you missed. Uh, Michael Jordan can give these younger players encouragement by just saying he likes their game, right? Like if Michael Jordan's a fan of a said young player, that said young player can say, "Damn, Michael Jordan likes my game." It'll give him a little boost of confidence
That's true.
because basketball's about confidence, you know. And so you got Michael Jordan telling the guy, "Hey, here's how you get better. I like his game, but he needs to add this. If he adds this, he'll be a bad motherfucker." That's a different level of respect right there. That's gonna take it. That's gonna make you take it all the way. And like I brought up Kobe and Bird, when Kobe played great in the finals, Larry Bird literally, said Kobe was a bad motherfucker. Hey, that was one of the greatest um, moments in finals history. And
Right.
Kobe was like, "Damn, Larry Bird appreciate me." This is a young Kobe. Like,
Hmm.
damn, Larry Bird likes my game. That gives you confidence, bro. People
Absolutely.
don't believe in confidence in basketball, right? It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm playing ball, bro, and my dad used to play ball, bro. I'm playing ball. I used to play against the older guys. My dad would come in, like I'd be at the gym or whatever. My dad would come in. I would see my dad, and I would just start going crazy, shooting the ball. It just gave me confidence. I don't know what it was. When you see people who support you, or people love you, or people appreciate you, you play better. I don't know how to explain it, but that's why having a home crowd is important, right? That's why that's
Mhm.
why when you have your family members in the crowd, it's important. People motivate you. So having Michael Jordan or NBC, bro, that shit's gonna motivate you, bro. That's just gonna motivate these players.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this last guy, Shai Gilgeous Alexander, the man. The art was formerly known as SGA. Gave you 12 of 19 from the field, scorching hot.
The
Three
mid
of yeah,
assassin.
the 3-point assassin, 3 of 4 from three.
Mm.
Mm, 35 biscuits, nigga.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, that's how you want your superstar or your best player to perform, especially in a game 7 setting. He came out, delivered dominant performance, and I think this should probably win him MVP. I know I
Hmm.
don't believe in that, but yeah, I'm gonna go out and say this performance alone should win him MVP.
So what shoe brand is Shea a part of?
I think Converse, but I'm not.
Man, Shea got his Converse kicked up. You know what I'm saying? Got
Mm,
his Converse kicked up right now, dog. On the table. Dirty ass Converse. Just being disrespectful. Like, dog, that motherfucker dropped 35 on him, bro. 12 of 19, bro. That's
oh,
dude, whenever you give 35 or 12 or 19, that's like 50-point game to me.
pretty much,
I mean, God, dog, he was saucing them niggas, dog.
man. And he got a lot of opportunities in transition too.
Yeah, yeah. May I have this dance, nigga? Like, you bet you fucking shook, nigga.
Oh man, Denver had no answer for him.
At
Um,
all.
no answer for him. So, um,
And
yeah,
and I love it because he faced a lot of criticism, right? They say he's a free throw merchant and all this stuff. How many free throws did he have tonight?
SGA had 9 free throw attempts.
Okay, so that's not bad, bro. Everybody talk, oh, he's a free throw merchant, bro. He cooked your ass, bro. Point blank, period, bro. He had 19 field goals attempts. He only had 9 free throws.
Right,
The other 10 came from cooking your ass, bro.
and he converted 8 of them.
If you can't guard me, you fouling me.
Wow,
You
right.
can't guard me, so you gotta hack. So that's why he gets so many free throws. You can't guard. If you look at the greatest scorers in NBA history,
They
they
get you
shoot a lot of free throws, bro, because you can't fuck with
can't fuck with them. Exactly. Great
point
score to
blank.
the line. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So SGA, he kind of struggled a little bit in certain games, but
Hmm.
you can really see him learning and adapt. See, that's the mark of a great player. When you start adapting. And then when you look at his face, he wasn't shook. But you're like, oh, he's not shook.
Right.
When you see a nigga, he ain't nervous. Because you can see a nigga like in their face, their demeanor, their body language. I read body language, like of all these players on the court. And I try to look for like some type of weakness. That's just me. That's just how I am. And so I'm looking at him and he's like, yeah, they won, but I'm cool. He was smiling after a loss. And,
Yeah, even
and
after they lost Game 6, he wasn't really like certain players. You see, like they get panicked, but you didn't really see him panic, and
yeah.
he really lived for this moment. Like he really wanted this moment, to prove to himself and everybody else that he is that dude. And
Now I like Shea, but I didn't like the smiling. But then when he did it and I rewinded it and I said, oh, this motherfucker cold.
yeah,
He don't think he think he the shit.
right.
like like I said, this motherfucker got confidence. I said I don't like the smiling and shit because I'm a Kobe guy. Like Kobe ain't all business. I said, but this nigga the shit. This nigga think he the shit.
Oh man, SGA.
I
I'm
said he better get it done. I said that. I said this nigga better be get it done. And
yeah,
then he shows up with a 35 piece to close niggas out. I gotta give him some respect, bro.
right.
I've been giving him respect, but I'm throwing extra on that top of that shit tonight.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you know how the business is, bro. And
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, we gotta have this conversation. The business is about narrative, right? So Jokic did not play well. And we know this is a narrative driven thing as part of basketball, unfortunately. So what do you think about Jokic's performance from a narrative standpoint?
From a narrative standpoint, um, like I want you to go a little bit into detail because I don't want to answer in the way that you don't want it.
Nah, just give your answer. Fuck me. I'm just one man with one opinion, bro.
I mean, I guess from a narrative standpoint, I mean, I think people are gonna start saying that he's not the best player in the world anymore, because the first
That's a little extreme.
Because the first Game 7, he didn't really show out like that, and then in this Game 7, yeah, 20, it seems cute, but it's not really the Jokic that we're really used or accustomed to. So I think from a narrative standpoint, I can see people start saying that he's not the best player. But I mean, me personally, I think if SGA can, beat the Timberwolves in dominant fashion and go to the NBA Finals and dominate, not even win a championship, but dominate like in dominant fashion, like I'll have no issue with anybody calling them the best player in the league because
He got the win. He got the win, bro.
he got the win, and he's been building to this point. Like he didn't just show up. Like he like 2 seasons prior, he was building up to this. A year ago, he built up to this. He was in the MVP conversations. Finished like third or second in scoring. So he's been around, right? He's been
Mm.
around, but It's just that his production has just elevated his team to this point. And if he does that, yeah, I'll definitely crown him as the best player. But as of right now, I think Jokic is still the best player in the league.
You know what SGA's understanding?
Hmm.
The game is slowing down for him,
Right,
and he understands rhythm, tempo, pace. He understands. I need to get my teammates involved. I think he studied Kobe to a T, bro. I think he studied
right,
Kobe Jordan to a T because the way he approaches the game, he'll sit there and like he'll let his teammates get like 4 or 5 shots in a row,
right.
and then he'll calmly just go back, 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 and just score like 10 easy ones. And
Hmm.
you just like, oh, this motherfucker, he's starting to try to figure this out. He's learning how to master the game. See, once you start mastering the game, you realize I'm such a great scorer. I can get my points whenever I want. I can get my shit later. And
Right.
that's what he did. He let those other dudes shine, and then he came through with the multiple gunshots.
Mm.
He's the killer. He did it. He got the gloves on,
Had a
and
switch on
so
had a switch on that Glock.
he had a switch on it, bro. He had a switch on it, bro.
He let off
Everybody
two
hit,
shots with one squeeze.
kicking the door, waving the 4-4. All I heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. So
Oh,
so he so he's coming in there. He's coming in there with the ultimate confidence, like, oh yeah, I know this game is close, but I didn't even get started yet.
right.
He been going, like he been activated. I ain't even got activated yet. That's how you know you cold, is that's what Jordan people don't understand. People think Kobe and Jordan were just jacking the whole game, jacking shots the whole game.
Nah.
No, they waited to the third quarter, the third and fourth quarter. They usually spent the first 2 quarters getting teammates involved. That's how cold they were. And they'll sit back and watch and be like, all right, now's the time.
Hmm.
Spotlight on me. So he's getting to that point. You could see it. It's crazy. It's kind of low key. It's fun to watch because it's fun to watch when a player gets to that level. He's
Right.
getting to that level where everything's starting to slow down. Because really, his points weren't loud,
Hmm.
but he hit him with a pop, 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 2 pointer. Pop, pop, pop. That's a layup. Okay, pop, 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 mid range. Okay, pop, 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 3 point. And when he hit that three, that shit bounced off the rim real hard
Hmm.
and dropped. I said, oh yeah, it's that night.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree. But I want to ask you this question. Based off Jokic's performance, do you still consider him the best player in the league,
Mm,
or you think this matchup settled who the best player in the world is?
I think it kind of has to,
Mm.
doesn't it? And this is the narrative part about it, right? Because he might still be the best player, right? Based on numbers. But based on basketball, it might have it might have to be Shea, bro. You got a dude who's playing on both sides of the ball,
Right.
like, and that makes a difference between wins and losses. And it's not like SGA is. He's 12. He had 12 for 19 tonight.
Hmm.
So like he's getting it done. What's the problem? That's what I asked people. I said, okay, well, if a nigga is dominating, right? 68 wins, right?
Right.
Conference final. He took that. He outperformed you in game 7, right? He's
Hmm.
been getting double teamed. He's been getting triple teamed, right?
Right.
He give you 35, bro. With all that, 3 or 4 from three. What we supposed to do with that?
Mm.
We supposed to ignore that? Nah, we
We can't.
gotta acknowledge that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So best player in the world is not clear right now. It's not clear. Yo, yeah, I mean, you gotta put some respect on that. Put him in that conversation.
Yeah. He's
And that's
lurking.
a serious conversation. Now he got an ultimate. He can't fold against uh Anthony Edwards. So if he get embarrassed by Anthony Edwards, of course, like, but the way he played, you gotta. He took that shit.
Right. Yeah, he took the Nuggets heart.
Yeah, he rolled the dice on the ground. First of all, he shook the dice in his hands, right?
Hmm.
He rolled that shit on the ground, and then he collected that shit.
Oh man.
That nigga played for keeps. The dice. That's God. Oh, the nigga on
Yeah, sent them home.
straight up. And so now, what does this affect? The narrative, right? So the
Hmm.
narrative is, even though it's the playoffs and the regular season should have already been decided, now how many of those voters, because the award hasn't been given out, how many of those voters changed their opinion based on the playoffs?
The playoffs. Yeah, they gonna turn on Jokic right now because sure that boy SGA cooking.
It's about narratives, bro. It's a narrative industry. Some narratives are true and some narratives are false, and it sucks. But the narratives is a part of the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Whoever wins sucks. I mean, whoever loses sucks. They don't have no in between. The media doesn't have no in between. If you lose, you suck. There's no nuance. There's no, hey, look, situation, circumstance, nothing.
Yeah, I mean Jokic didn't do himself any because his performance, especially in this game 7, not really up to par or what we're used to, and wasn't really as aggressive. Later in the second third, so
Now,
yeah.
this is my problem with efficiency, right? This
Hmm.
is my problem with efficiency. So, like, a lot of his fans, they'll look at his numbers and say, well, he was efficient. 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from three, right?
Right.
The problem is that maybe you need to be inefficient and win the game.
Mm,
Because 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 bro, right tonight with all the shit that you're dealing with, or your teammates are dealing with, we need you to get 40.
right.
And that's a lot to ask. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a lot to ask. But if you're great, 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 we need you to get 40.
He did that in game 1, but not in game 7. The game that
How,
everybody is going to be talking about for the
how
next.
many did he have in game six? He had 40 in game six.
Oh, I forgot his stat line, but he had a good stat line. I ain't gonna lie.
Can you look it up? Or
Yeah,
is it too much?
I got you.
Because he probably burnt that shit out in game six. Because they were facing elimination in game six, so he probably went all in.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it was at home too. So,
That's
but
tough.
game 6, Nikola Jokic, 29 points,
Hmm.
14 rebounds, eight
Hmm.
assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
Okay, so I thought he had a 40-point game one of these games, but
Yeah, that was game 1. That's what I said.
game one,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, like, so it's kind of unfair, but it's the life he was given
yeah,
as an all-time being the all-time great. Let me say this too: being the all-time great is the most unfair shit ever. It's fair, but it's unfair. It's very unfair because now we expect this nigga to get 40 as if he could just. Because players have bad games, right?
right.
But people are gonna expect this nigga to get 40 at will.
Uh-huh.
It don't work like that. But unfortunately, with narratives and how shit works, bro, niggas is gonna really come after his head for this performance.
I mean, his whole postseason run hasn't really been that because he really dealt with Ivica Zubats. in the first round defensively. And Zubats did a very, very good job on Jokic, making it very, very.
Mm.
And then in this series, I mean, the whole Thunder shit. Every time Jokic got the ball, they they zoning up to stop Jokic. So and they made him very, very ineffective in a few games. So this postseason run hasn't really been that good or that great for Jokic. You know, because I mean, if you compare his regular season to his playoffs, like the impact and the effectiveness was not really there. So it's gonna go against him, especially in this in the MVP votes. And I think
Do
as
you
of right now, I think
do,
SJ got it.
do you think do you think he struggles against big men, like real big men, like physical big men? Do you think he struggles?
Hmm.
Because this really ain't a big man era like that. So he might have been just getting those numbers. I mean, he's a great player, but
He had his way with Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert, and those are two defensive centers.
it's true. But wait, Anthony Davis kind of he ain't no center really though.
I mean, he was playing the center,
Yeah, but he's kind of light. He light down
bro. He's
there.
6'10". He's 6'11", bro.
No, I get it, but he he's not physical like that. He's not a
Oh
physical
yeah, he's
player.
not physical. Hell no.
But yeah, Jokic is a bad man, bro.
He is.
But but those narratives, bro, I'm telling you, after tonight, the narratives, man, they gonna creep in.
Yeah, I just want to see what the Nuggets fans are saying as of right now. Those toxic Nuggets fans, I can't stand them. But
What you think they saying right now?
oh, they're making all kinds of excuses at this point.
But what can you say? If you watch the game, what can you really say?
If we were healthy, we would have won. That's probably what they're saying.
That's a stretch.
If Aaron Gordon was fully healthy,
I understand the logic, but that's kind of a stretch.
how's it a stretch?
Because I understand the logic, but it's kind of a stretch. Like you can't guarantee a win. Because even when he was healthy, they lost the game. You lost when he was healthy too.
That's true. That's true.
So it's kind of a stretch. It's like, bro, like when you get to a game seven, bro, it's a toss up.
Yeah.
To say that is just coping. It's a coping mechanism.
I mean, shit. At this point, that's all we got. I mean, shit.
Injuries is a part of the game.
It is.
Injuries is a part of the game, bro.
It
Like
is, but it's not gonna stop people from using that, from throwing that into any conversation in terms of when basketball was involved.
but what conversation? It's
In
an injury.
conversations like this, I mean, we lost the game seven. Aaron Gordon wasn't healthy.
Yeah, but have you dropped, 45 points, 20 rebounds, and 18 assists and shit, and you won, then nobody would be complaining about the injuries.
Yeah, that's true too.
You get what I'm saying? So like I understand it. Like, okay, for example, there's a reason why you lost, right?
Right.
But I'm not a big fan of just throwing stuff out like the whole well we only lost because we were injured. I don't like this shit. But we could say at the end of the day, like, who knows? You know,
Yeah.
what could have happened? What could have been? Because I don't want to take away from what the Thunder did at all. That's
Yeah.
just me. That's just how I think
They
about
played into the Thunder's hands. They missed all those threes. Took 45 threes, missed like 80% of them. And guess what? The Thunder capitalized in transition. And most of the time, your defense wasn't set. Like you said, a lot of 2-on-1 opportunities, and they capitalized off that. So, um, yeah, just take the loss, take it like, take it like a man, move on, and come back next year and be better. That's all.
it. But that's what I say, DFJ. Every time somebody loses, right? Everybody acts like it's the end of the world. Okay, yeah, you lost. Go back next year. There's everybody acts like, oh, well, they're finished, bro. There's another season. Just come back next year and try again. That's how you got to look at it. If you're a Nuggets fan,
Like
like
sometimes
okay,
you give like certain people, certain players, or maybe certain coaches like opportunity after opportunity, and like you, like, it's just like this the last straw, and then they still lose. It's like nah, we got to have a change. So that's
unless you're old, like if you're old, I can understand like you on a time. But if you're a young player, like okay, you lost. Figure out why you lost. Figure out what you did wrong. Come back next year. What's wrong with that? It's
nothing.
not over.
Yeah.
To me, people who think like that are weak-minded. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, it's over. Nah, nigga, like nigga, next year, nigga, like, okay, we lost, we're hanging our heads. We'll be mad about this loss the whole summer. But after when it's time for training camp again, we motivated again.
I mean, some losses are crushing, so maybe that's
Mm.
why. Some losses are like devastating, and yeah. But I mean, yeah, still you gotta you gotta put the work in the off season, and come back next year, and try to be better than you was the year prior.
But that's basketball. Like basketball don't never stop. You always try to get better.
Right.
So when people lose, they're like, yeah, see, I told you they weren't shit. Like nigga, they aren't shit this year, but there's next year. Like it's not the end of somebody's career. It's like even if you play bad, you come back next year. What's that shouldn't hurt your confidence.
Yeah.
But Big Dog says, so we gonna ignore them being able to collapse on Jokic defensively because of Jamal Murray and them was playing like trash. Well, they collapsed on Shea defensively. That's not an excuse. When
Mm.
Jalen Williams was playing like trash, nobody made an excuse for Shea. What was Game 6? So nah, we can't do that. They collapsed on Shea, and Jalen Williams was missing his shots.
Yeah. 3 for 16.
So it happens, man. That's the flow. That's the ebbs and flow of a playoff series. Some people get hot, some people go cold, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. It's nobody's fault. It just happens. You go cold. It's a little bit of luck involved with winning too.
Right.
Some people get on a hot streak and they go on a run.
People ignore that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of luck. I mean, winning the championship, things have to kind of go your way. Like, look, the Knicks benefited off Tatum going down, even though they probably gonna win anyway. But it kept them from going to another game or two. That who knows? Maybe Brunson gets hurt the more games they play, and then they come back. You never know. So it's like, and look at the Timberwolves. Steph Curry went down. It's a little bit of luck involved, right?
Uh-huh.
Had Steph Curry been there, we probably wouldn't be talking about the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Final.
Right.
There's a little bit of luck involved. Playoff time. Injuries are part of the game.
Shea don't have to score 35 points, 15 rebounds.
Jokic don't have to score 35 points neither.
What about right? What about games where he was trash and the other guys stepped it up offensively? In Game
That's
7
what
against the Clippers.
that's what I'm saying. That's happened multiple times where his teammates carried the load. Like his teammates really came through for him for the most part. Like they didn't come this game now, but
Right.
for the most part, his teammates really. I was watching the games and I'm like, I thought for a second the Nuggets were better. Didn't you?
Say it again, please.
Like when I watch games, like, some of these games
Mm-hmm.
against the Thunder, at certain times I thought the Nuggets might be better. The
Yeah.
way the
Mhm.
way they were playing, I'm like,
Right.
shit, bro, this nigga Strother come out there, motherfucker. You got Jamal Murray balling and what doing his thing, and then you got Jokic dominating, and then what happened? You gotta go on the road. You know, hey, it's a pendulum, bro. Look, Shay's the best man. Like he going to a wedding. He got his tux. He's the best man, bro. He got the tux on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start calling him. That's his nickname on this channel, the best man. He got his tux on, bro.
Oh man, that's
He's
funny.
just the best man, bro. When Jokic teammates were balling and Shay's teammates were playing like shit, nobody said nothing.
Right.
It is what it is.
You think that's a narrative that Jokic doesn't have, quote unquote, have help?
That's a huge narrative. I
I
fought
think
against it
that's what
Bec-
Big Dog is trying to allude to.
because the difference is right. You still got those core championship pieces.
Hmm.
Now I'll tell you what they do need, right? They do need another scorer off the bench, right?
Right.
They do need more defensive players, but offensively they straight. They could go toe to toe with anybody on any given night.
Yeah.
So offensively they straight. And then look, it went to game seven.
Right. Win 7 games. Right.
Went 7 games. So you're not playing with nothing.
Hmm. And those first 6 games, Jokic wasn't dropping 35, 14, and 15 in every one of those games.
These guys that Jokic is playing with won the chip winner. Like how can you say the way Jamal Murray was playing? He pretty much outplayed Jalen Williams for the most part
Right.
for the whole series. If we look at the series in the whole as a whole, you got Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was pretty much balling out that motherfucker.
Especially with the defensive
Yeah.
juggernauts that you have to go up against.
The difference is the defense for OKC. Their defense is why they win. Because those guys, when they shoot bad, they still are able. This is why I always go with defense, bro. When they shoot, when the Thunder are playing like shit offensively, their defense still gets some points.
Right.
They're able to still get stops and still able to score off of the other team's mistakes. Defense can be offense at a certain point. So so that's the difference. When you watch these guys go head to head, you watch the Nuggets go up for 10 points. You watch the OKC go up 10 points. The difference is what happened in this game. The Nuggets couldn't stop them. They didn't defend.
Yeah.
That's ball game.
Uh-oh. I guess KB got kicked out. He dropped out of his own show. That's funny. But Travis says, here y'all go with the extreme. I didn't say he had no help. I said he don't have much help as far as a contender. They took them 7 games though.
I think you just want to argue.
They went 7 games. Like what? Now, if you tell me that the complementary pieces are not consistent, yeah, I would agree with you. But as far as
Man,
like he doesn't have much help, I disagree with that.
that's
You
bullshit.
don't have
Because
depth. Like
because if you say if Aaron Gordon was healthy, they probably win. Then he had help. if
that-
you if you think if Aaron Gordon was healthy, they probably win. Then he had help.
but nah, but he's not. He ain't saying that though. I don't know
No,
if
but I'm
that's
saying that if that's what people are saying,
what. Right, right.
if that he may not be saying that, but if because I heard people say, well, Aaron Gordon healthy, that changed everything, and it do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but here you go with the help shit, bro. It's like, dude, like you in a game seven, it could go either way.
right. And especially how it started off. I mean, shit. People would have thought that Denver was gonna win because things was going their way in the first quarter.
Exactly. They when
But
they had that huge lead, niggas was standing up, and the Denver fans probably standing up talking shit.
backup dancing.
Yeah, yeah, that's I don't know, man. Like to me, like nobody wants to admit, bro. He had help. The Thunder ultimately were the better team, but he had help. He not working with nothing now.
Right.
Sometimes your teammates just play bad at the wrong times.
Yeah.
Cause when Jamal Murray and all them niggas were having their way, nobody was saying nothing. And I sat back and watched those games. I'm like, yeah, Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon balling.
They hooping.
Yeah, Julius Strawther came out there in game 6 and destroyed them niggas. I'm sitting here watching this shit. I'm like, yo, they going to game 7. People really thinking who's gonna win tonight.
Yeah.
It won't that dominant where the people was like, there's no way the Nuggets can win tonight. Nobody was saying that. Everybody was saying, damn man, OKC better get it done. We don't know because the Nuggets have been balling.
Right.
So I think Jokic fans be getting on my nerves, bro.
I mean, somebody say Jokic fans are worse than LeBron fans.
Yeah, they might be. They might be because it's like they'll criticize him and they have a different standard for
No,
Jokic.
they're all the same.
Thunder
Thunder.
got better from last year, adding Hartenstein. That's what. See, I said that if you go back to my earlier streams, I mentioned that like when they are the because me and Jay Cool were talking about because he was going for the Mavs and he was talking about how they beat them the year before, and I said they got Hartenstein now. They didn't have a big man before because they went Chet. They went with Chet like you said to guard Gafford and Lively. Now you got a legit center, and he can score.
Right.
Hartenstein, Caruso, man, that made their bench. That put them as the heavy favorites, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Caruso.
I think those two moves like guarantee them a spot. Now, when I say guarantee, I know it's a little bit extreme, but it kind of like they were in the conference finals. Like they booked their ticket to the conference finals with those two moves.
Yeah,
On top of the younger players getting better, SGA getting much better. Case and Wallace, Jalen Williams, those players got better.
yeah. And then Lou Dort becomes a better shooter. You said you just said they need defense and more scoring on bench. Pretty much agreeing with me that they don't have much. That's not what I said, bro. If you beat a team and you kick their ass, bro, literally in the last game you played and it goes to a 7 game series, bro, that means you can win one game. That's all I'm saying. You can win one game. You just didn't win this game, bro. It's cool. If you, bro, I mean, it's cool. You just didn't win this game.
There's no in this game, right?
They're clearly not as good. I never said they were as
Nobody's
good
making
as.
that argument.
Nobody said that shit at all, bro.
Yeah,
Never said.
big
I've
dog,
never said that they were as good as they were years ago. That's a lie. I never said that.
big dog trolling, man.
He want to argue, bro. Like a nigga want to argue about everything. Like, no, I don't. I never said that, bro. I'm talking about the Nuggets for what the contributions that they got from their role players. You were not saying they haven't have help game 6. You weren't saying that. Bro. Nobody was saying that.
Right,
The games they won, nobody was saying well Jokic had to do everything by himself. No, because he didn't perform well in those games. His teammates carried him. Matter of fact, wasn't it Aaron Gordon who helped close out a lot of those games?
right.
It was Russell Westbrook shooting what 60 something percent from three.
45.
Or yeah, I exaggerated. It's high.
Yeah.
I'm capping like a motherfucker, yo. I'm capping. I exaggerated by 20%, but you get what I'm saying. And what's good, yo?
Yeah, everybody being here long, but maybe the tech, maybe I need to say it vocally instead of textually. I'm not saying that you said that they had the team just as good as last year. What I'm saying is we clearly know they're not as good as they were last year. I'm not saying they didn't have a good team. I'm not saying they didn't have nothing. But like people act like they still have the team just as good as they was. They won the championship is what I'm saying. Like they're not as good. You know?
But did
I'm
you
not saying
think they?
I'm not saying they don't have nothing. But I'm saying they don't have like people act like they're the same team from when they won. That's what I'm saying.
But do you think they had a chance to win this
I
series?
mean, they on the court. They got the game 7. Yeah,
That's all it
I,
is.
I ain't saying they didn't have no chance, but I'm saying people want to talk like they're the same team from 2023. Like, nah, they lost a lot of key pieces from that team, especially for defense goes.
They need to add defense. They need to add some wing defenders, and they need to also add another scorer off the bench.
And now, didn't I just say that in the comment section? You said I didn't say that.
No, I've been said that, bro. I said that on the
No,
live.
but you just said I didn't say you didn't say that. I just said it in the comment section that you
What
said
did
that. I said you said they needed more defense and scoring.
yeah,
But then when I put it in the comment
because they
section, you said
felt
you didn't say that.
because they took a step back. In my opinion, they took a step back from last year. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying they
but
have nothing, but
but
that's
the
what I'm saying. They're not as good as they were. You know what I'm saying?
no, they're not as good as they were. But at the same time, this is what I'm saying. At the same token, those same role players gave them game 6. Like
I
they've been
agree.
balling. Like them niggas been playing their asses off.
No, I agree. It's not an excuse for them losing. If Aaron Gordon could be healthy as ever been. He was getting the ass kicked tonight the way OKC was playing. I don't care if Aaron Gordon was healthy or not. But I'm just saying, like people, I guess that got the Jokic fatigue. They're talking like the Thunder is just as good as they was a couple years ago. So they saying, he losing. Like, nah, they're not the same team, you know? They
Yeah,
got
but
most of the core pieces, but they lost a lot of like defense and all that. Like that is just a fact.
yeah,
Like
but
people,
that's what I was trying to tell you in the group chat.
yeah.
I'll say defensively, defense means a lot, bro. Like that's the difference. That's the game. Defense.
And then I
Like
can't see.
The Thunder were able to stop them and then get easy buckets on the other end because, like, look, when you shooting all these threes, that tells me you can't get nothing at the basket.
Right.
Facts.
So basically, they just settle in. They say, "Fuck this shit. I'm not going in there no more." And then, so when you do that, it leads to a long shot. Your big man can't get the ball. Jokic can't get the rebounds. He had 9 rebounds tonight. He can't get the boards. He's not in position.
Right.
So it's an outlet pass, 2-on-1, fast break.
And
That's
see,
that's 22
and
turnovers, bro.
right, and see, I made a video about Jokic because he had his times he played like trash through this series. He don't get no pass. I made a video talking about him playing like trash for like 3 games straight. So he don't get no pass at all.
But how long have you been listening to the stream?
I was playing 2K, so I ain't listened too long.
Okay, so we just finished talking about the narrative, and the narrative would be what like you remember DFJ? I was just talking about narratives.
Right.
What the narrative would be about Jokic doesn't mean it's true, but narratives kind of stick. It's a narrative business. So the narrative would be like, but he should have dropped 40 or whatever,
Right.
right? That's the narrative. But you can't control when you drop 40. You could try.
But see, this is what I've been saying like all season long. Yeah, it's good. He has the ability to get you 35, 15 to 15, but I feel like he has to do it too much. It's almost like with Russell Westbrook and OKC, right? People thought he was stat padding. And I'm not saying there was no stat padding at all, but like if you watch a lot of those games, he had to put up 25, 15 to 15 for his team to have a chance. And I feel like that was going on with Denver a lot this year. I'm like, yeah, it's cool he can do that, but when you have to do that too much, that's the problem.
But this is what I say about Jokic. When you don't play D, you got to play like Will. Because like bro, you have to compensate for the easy points the other team is scoring.
Yeah.
So now you gotta have a triple double. You can't go without having triple double. So the
Yeah,
thing
but
is,
at the same time, like your team shouldn't have to depend on you to do 35, 15 to 15 every night. Like it's a
yeah, but he
damn
didn't have to. He didn't have to do that the playoff.
you no, they didn't have to do that all season, bro. They had to do
No,
that
I
all.
mean in the regular season, and I think, and let me tell you what I think happened. I think Mike Malone lost the locker room. I don't know this for a fact, but I think he lost the locker room because the moment they fired him and they went to the playoffs with the new coach, they played hard for him.
All right.
I think he lost the locker room, and I
He
think
probably
that's why
did.
all
Was
those
I wish
fans.
they knew what was going on because that was kind of wild. He got fired like that after he just won the championship the other year. So I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot of players probably were upset at his post game comments, and because he criticized the team post game, saying
Right.
they didn't want it bad enough, and guys ain't watching film and all that shit. And so them dudes probably were done with him.
I mean,
So,
shit, it was true, true.
but like I said before you got in here, I said Denver. To me, they mentally checked out because you got an injury to Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon out there with a torn with a hamstring injury. You got MPJ with a shoulder injury. You got Jamal Murray sick, illness. So to me, it looked like they just mentally they don't mean to check out, but mentally they look like they checked out a little bit. They weren't
Right.
focused. That all these turnovers, 22 turnovers, dog.
Yeah, I started watching like I think it was like
Oh,
it's
you
like
gotta
I know
leave.
Denver had like 46 points at one point, and OKC they were just going on a damn route. I said, man, I'm good, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Them
good.
turnovers was crazy, bro. They kept giving the ball back to him. I was like, yo, this shit is gonna get wild, bro. They just running it up.
Yeah, like they was playing how you know how you playing street ball and they scored and the other team get the ball back, take what's it called? Take back or something? I ain't playing so long. You know when you score your team get the ball right back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
That's what
talking
like
about make it
OKC
take
was
it?
doing. They scored, OKC just check the ball right back to him.
Yeah, make it take it. And them niggas was scoring for all over the court. It was around the world out that bitch.
Hey, OKC made me feel like I can step on the court and score in Denver today.
Yeah, see, they to me they mentally they didn't have it tonight. Like
Yeah.
they knew that like it was too much adversity. I think, in my opinion, like you had the coach getting fired before the playoffs. Not to make excuses, right? Because there's no
Yeah.
excuse
Ain't
for
no,
this.
they got their ass kicked. Ain't no excuse.
But you got to go through all this adversity, and then they keep in mind they on the road, so you're not at home where your fans could lift you and give you energy, and get you back in the game. There's momentum swings and shit like that. You in the Thunder's house where it's loud as fuck. They got one of the
Right.
most loudest arenas in the NBA. So you know, to me, it just ain't work out, man. And the Thunder showed why they were a 68 win team.
Mm-hmm.
But the
So I'm
Nuggets
about to lay
ain't
my
far
ass
off. They
down.
need a couple of pieces, but they're not far off.
I'm about to lay my ass down, fellas.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm about to get out of here too, man. But yeah, DFJ, man, I got your message, man. But yeah, man, salute to y'all who watching. Salute Cheyenne. Salute Rap God. Um, Big Dog for coming through. Um, let's see who else. Salute Free J, for coming through, man. All you guys, Kelvin. Um, but I'm out. Peace.